Okay, I'm going to do another segment of questions and answers where you lovely folks out there can give me some questions that you'd like to be answered, and I am going to do my best to my ability to answer your questions. I'm going to be doing more of these lives because I have different people from around the world actually watching me and following me at different time zones. So I'm trying to accommodate everybody here. So, anybody that has any questions, please go ahead and shoot. Any questions that you might want to know about spirituality or anything else that you might want to know. Okay. I had a live earlier, and there was quite a few people actually that were interacting, and it was just fantastic. I really, really loved it. Okay. I love it. I love it. Keep going. Just waiting to see any questions. Good morning to you too, Sylvia. I'm wondering where you are connecting from. Please leave some comments. Hello from Ohio. That's great. That's Jerry. Sylvia, I guess you're probably somewhere in Europe if you're saying good morning. I'm in Canada here, so it is 11:25 almost. Ohio, that's great. Where do we go when we die? That is a great question from Winkins, I believe. I'm just going to call you W. I said W right beside it. Believe it or not, we don't go anywhere. We think we do, but in reality, we just our awareness expands, and we connect with our true being. And when we connect with our true being, we pretty much can go anywhere we want. Anything that we can think of manifests instantly. That's where we go. I hope that answered your question. So glad to see you live. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Me on G22. I don't know. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing your names correctly here. Hello to you too. Love your videos. I'm glad you love my videos. And I'm glad that I'm connecting with everybody here on this platform. I really love the TikTok platform because it has given me the opportunity to connect with many, many wonderful people. And by going live, I can actually answer your questions directly instead of just making a video of a comment or responding by writing something. So I love lives. I'm going to be doing a lot more of them. And I'm glad that I can connect with a few of you right here. So any questions that you might have, please don't hesitate. Go right ahead and just give me your questions. I would love to answer them. Your content resonates so much. I'm glad it does. If you have any specific thing that actually resonates with you, don't be shy to mention it. I'm glad that it resonates with you. It resonates with quite a few people actually, and I had no idea when I first started this that so many people were going to connect with me. I had no idea that so many people actually love to hear what I have to say. I'm having difficulty working with energy. Okay. maybe you are trying too hard. Jerry, if you're having difficulty working with energy, the only thing that I can think of is you are probably just trying too hard. Energy is just everywhere. It really is. And the more calm you are about it, the greater the results you're going to have. So don't push too hard on it. I hope I answered your question there. Encourage your viewers to share your live, okay, and invite more friends. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Wince, I once had a death-like state, and I came out of my body. I could see everything from above. Wow. Okay. That is actually amazing. That is truly amazing. And I wanted to let you know that you are very, very unique actually in this aspect in certain ways, but there's a lot of people that have had this experience as well. And the experience that they've had is actually mind-blowing. Now, having said this, you don't necessarily need to go through a near-death experience to experience this. Many of us can actually astral travel or have an out-of-body experience at will, which I prefer to do that much more than having a near-death experience, just because, I mean, near-death experience, it's there for you to learn something, and I know that you learned something from it. So whatever it is that you learned, please share it. It's wonderful. Okay, so certainly appreciate it. No problem, Jerry. I love your comments. If you guys want to share this to encourage more viewers, if you think that these videos can help others, please share them out. Because my goal in this whole thing is to reach out as many people as possible. And the reason for that is because I want people to know who they really are. I want them to connect with their real selves, their real inner beings, because we have this ideology or this thought that we are small people or small souls or beings and at the end of our life, that's it. And I'm here to tell you that that is not it. We are vast, multidimensional beings of vast proportions, actually. And a lot of you have realized that because a lot of you even had near-death experiences here. I love this. Is consciousness concept came with New Age movement, or it was there before? Okay, NWO, that's a great question. Actually, consciousness, the concept of it, was there way before the New Age movement. You see, everything already is. Everything already exists. Okay? We, our minds, that is, are just receivers. And we just receive this information. So when New Age came out, they didn't come out with something new. The information was already there, and somebody, or maybe a few people, just picked it up, brought it, and now we call it New Age. I hope I answered your question. Thank you for it, by the way. Very good. It was very good. Can you talk about how to manifest, please? Absolutely. That's a very nice question. I actually did a video today. The push and pull part, if you go back to it, I had push and pull, then I had part 2 and part 3. The part 3 of it actually dealt with manifestation. And the way I described it there was one of my favorite ways. Of course, there's multiple ways of doing it, but one of my favorite ways is to use the energy that I described in my previous videos on how to build this energy and just use this energy to pull what it is that you desire. Let's say you want a new automobile. You would go to the actual dealership, for example. That would be one way, and you would see the vehicle from the distance, and you would picture it very, very small. Of course, when you're at the distance, it's automatically very small. And you would picture yourself just pulling that automobile into your hand. That would be one way. The second way would be if you don't have something physical, you can use your what we would call it your creative mind, your imagination. Just think about it as being there and just pull it the same way. Every time you see something small from your imagination or from your mind, you're always looking at it from your higher being, from your higher perspective. So it's easy to do that. I hope I explained that well. If not, just go to my part 3 of push and pull. Thank you for that question. Okay. Jerry is asking, I could astral travel when I was a kid, but not so much anymore. Okay, Jerry. The true reason for that would probably be, and I'm sure you would probably know it, that as a child, we kind of don't have that sense of fear. You know, when we're young kids, we really are not afraid of many things. The only real fear that we have as a young kid is just the fear of heights, really. Okay? So now, as an adult, you've developed more fears, and I would pretty much put a bet that that's what is stopping you from astral traveling right now, unless you have a better idea. Obviously, you know yourself better than I know you, so if you have a better idea, please share your thoughts. But my best bet would be that you're probably afraid to let go, and therefore you're blocking yourself from astral travel. Great question. Okay, from where have you received your spiritual education? That is a great word. Great question, June. So spiritual education, I have a problem with the word education. I'll tell you what I mean by it. The word education, strictly to me, to my point of view, means that somebody has had some information, is passing it down to you, and you are gathering somebody else's information. And I kind of have an issue with that because everybody creates their own reality. My form of education, as you call it, is a direct contact with who I really am. And I receive it in forms of either downloads or a picture, a feeling, or a vision, right? Or a thought. And that's how I get my information. Sometimes it is so intense that I need to shut it down. And how do I do that? I just simply focus my mind somewhere else, and I pretty much just say enough for now, and I just shut it off until I'm ready to receive again. So that's how I get my information. Thank you for asking, though. It's a beautiful, beautiful question. Right, NWO. New age just inverted old age. Absolutely. Pretty much did, my friend. Manifest. Okay, for manifest, I suggest you check out my push and pull video number 3. I just explained it earlier again, but you can also check that out. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Thank you. You must learn how to feel and not think. Absolutely. You are totally correct, my friend. You must learn how to feel and not to think. Thinking is highly overrated. And while we need to think, don't get me wrong, okay, we need to think. We need to understand that our mind, our brain, is a tool for us, okay? And when this tool is used properly, it is a very powerful tool. The problem begins when we allow our brain or our thoughts take over. Because what happens, we start identifying with these thoughts and we start believing in these thoughts. And we don't realize that these thoughts are actually not ours. We're just receiving them from elsewhere, okay? Because our minds are actually receivers. And when we receive these thoughts, we mix them up. We think that they belong to us, and they don't. So by quieting your mind, what happens is your thoughts start to subside because you can't really stop your thoughts. You can only observe them, be aware of them, let them be, and Just be present in the moment, and on their own, they're going to subside. I hope I answered your question. Thank you. Great question. Okay, I am here from 40 years of healing and transforming. I understand my purpose. I'm glad you do. That is fantastic. Not many people do. And if you can, that is wonderful. I'm here to offer pure love, light, and compassion from all. You're a wonderful, wonderful person. This is the whole goal for everybody. Free of judgment. Absolutely. Judgment really has no place. Okay? We shouldn't be judging anybody, not even ourselves, actually. NWO, Crusher, okay, why do we come here with total amnesia on who we are? That is actually a fantastic question. The purpose for that is because we come here to expand, to grow. And if you already come here knowing what you know, there's no room for expansion. And that's one of the reasons why you are not really meant to know your past lives either, right? If you do, that's fine. If you don't, that's what it was meant to be. It was meant for you not to remember. So that is the reason why we come here with amnesia. The reason is for us to learn, to grow and expand, and move on from there. Great question. Love it. Linda, you are my favorite TikTok. I am truly humbled. Thank you. Thank you very much, Linda, for your wonderful words. And I've met so many wonderful and beautiful people on this platform. I really did. Thank you. Okay. Luis, do you think will be a war between light and dark? That is a fantastic question. There's never a war between light and dark. Let me explain. There's only light. There's no darkness. Darkness appears only in the absence of light. You see, source is pure light. Okay, it's love and light. In the absence of source, in the absence of light, there's darkness. There will never be a war between the two. But the reason why there is darkness is because how would you know how brilliant you are? How would you know how the light is if you didn't know the darkness? It's there for a reason. Great question. I hope I answered it for you. Okay, I come to all of you to share my deep, deep suffering and wisdom. Awesome. Everybody has wisdom. Everybody has suffered. And the whole key here is for you to understand what that suffering means to you. But don't get too caught up in it, okay? It's just there for you to realize certain things in your life. Thank you and blessings. Thank you too. Blessings to you too. I now know deeply, and I never was suffering. Rather, I have been on a healing journey. That's fantastic. I'm glad you have. Jerry, yes, I could do so much when I was a young kid, but then I started believing what people told. Yeah, that's one of the key things, Jerry. That's a big issue, actually, because we start believing what people are saying, and we don't believe in our inner guidance. We always have an inner guidance system. We're never left alone. I suggest you start listening to it a little more, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. Thank you for that. That's a great one. NWO, why do we come here with total amnesia? I answered that one. Thank you. I now understand how to feel and not think. That's great. My life has been bipolar roller coaster of ups and downs my whole life. Like I said, how would you know the light if you don't know the darkness? So don't be too concerned about it. You're not the only one. But Love and light to you. I love this. Paul D shared the live. Thank you very much for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. Jerry, I'm noticing that the most knowledgeable people are the ones that are learning on their own. Indeed. You know why? Because they are the ones that go deep down inside. And while that's not the only way to learn, that's the only way to learn that's in alignment with who you really are. Fantastic. Great comment. I understand that I created this very challenging video game of life because my previous lives were too easy. It is a very, very strong possibility, my friend. Yes. Because like I said, the more challenges you put out there, the more you evolve, the more you grow. And who you really are always is looking for ways to expand, and it always is expanding. There's no limits to you. This is what we're doing here. We're expanding. Beautiful. Linda, I've just had a spiritual fusion. Back surgery. Any tips on healing? So, Linda, there's multiple tips on healing. One of my favorite ways that I would say for, let's say it's a back surgery. What I want you to do is just close your eyes, okay, and start feeling the energy from within. You're going to feel a pulse, an energy from within. It can start from your head, and you just start moving it downward towards your shoulders, your neck, your chest, your back, your legs. Before you focus it on your back, I would suggest you just move it around a little bit. So how do you do that? Feel it in your head, then straight down to your toes. From your toes back to your head, and you can feel that shift. Now, from this point, I want you to focus this energy on your back where the surgery took place, and I want you to just keep it there, and at the same time, connect with the emotion, the feeling of love. Okay? Once you connect with the feeling of love, don't think of your surgery. I don't want you to do that. I just want you to connect with the feeling of love and feel your back where the surgery was. That's it. Nothing else. Your body will take care of the rest. I hope that was helpful. If not, there's so many other ways, but this one is very helpful, believe me. Thank you. June, you're most welcome. You're really, really welcome. I appreciate all of you and I love all of you. I really do. Okay. I now read where I came from. Very old soul. Indeed. I like that. And I do agree. Age does not exist. You're totally correct. Are you familiar with Sufism? Do you know Rumi? I've heard of Rumi. I really don't follow many spiritual teachings, but I am familiar with them a little bit. Telemaris too, okay. Telemerisar, yes, I'm familiar with that. You are as old as how long or short your telomeres are. Okay, that's the that's what the scientific community says, but I believe recently they've kind of changed their take on this, because now there's evidence that that's not the case. I love you. I love you too. Thank you very, very much. I love all of you. Hablix, love yous. Read Linda came out. Okay, you're talking to Linda. Okay, read Dr. John Sarno. Awesome. Freedom, absolutely. Your brain speaks. Okay, does NKT speak human languages? Okay, so I'm not sure what NKT might mean. Please elaborate. NWO, yes, that's fantastic. The brain is just a receiver of information. It does not create thoughts or contain consciousness. Absolutely, that's exactly what I mentioned earlier as well. It is more and more even a scientific fact these days that our brain is a receiver. Great comment. I appreciate it. Okay. Brain speaks in actions, right? Age 22 was the message for me. Okay. Great, Linda. I'll repeat. That's fantastic, guys. I really, really enjoy going back and forth like this. We're going to be doing a lot of lives, actually. And like I said, they might be in different times of the day as well, because I'm connecting with so many people around the world. And I want to make sure that everybody has this opportunity to connect with me. And I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to ask me live, because like this is the best way for me to answer your questions. Because like I said, there's so many of you asking so many questions, and they're all wonderful questions, and I love all of you. And this is one of my favorite ways of connecting with all. We are all warriors. Like I said, you create your own reality. That's awesome. Live together, invite, okay. How does one ward off psychic attacks? That's a very good question. The best way to do that, Gigi, is just by being present in the present moment. When you raise your awareness, what happens is you are aware of everything that goes on around you. And the minute that happens, you are going to recognize and realize at that particular moment that that is a psychic attack. I want you to know this. This will never, ever hurt you if you are aware of it. I hope I answered your question. Great one. I love it. NWO, Crusher. Do you like this world? This world is all there is to experience on a physical aspect, or there are more matrices? Very good question. No, this world is not the only one you can experience. There are so many other worlds, or as you call them, matrices. They are infinite worlds, infinite universes, infinite dimensions. It's not just number 9 or 10 or 11 or 12 that scientists are slowly trying to come up with these days. The amount is infinite. It truly is. It's just on a human level, we think that there's 9 or 10 or 11 or whatever the scientific community is saying these days, because they can't see beyond it. But once you connect with who you really are, once you connect with your inner being, your higher being, your true being, then you will know that the amount is infinite. Great question. Thank you. I loved it. Ma, age 20. Yes, contrast is needed. I totally agree with you. 1000% agree. Without contrast, like I said, without darkness, you wouldn't know what the light is. We all suffer collectively. We all love music collectively. We need to discuss the suffer minimally. Totally agree. Totally agree. So, my friends, at this stage, I would like just to say to all of you, love and light. And I really, really appreciated this. This chit chat. I'm going to be doing a lot more with yous. Okay. And I'm looking forward to doing more of this. So, like I said, no matter what you do, be the greatest you. Love and light to all. And I love yous all very, very much. Have a good night or a good morning in whatever part of the world you are. We'll talk soon again. Bye-bye.